but I've seriously considered blasting my way out of this jungle. But Ben left all the dynamite back in the hut. Is Dynatron anything like dynamite? Let's find out. Oh, Les Silver? It's time to get in the game.
Welcome back to the FixedOps Roundtable. Les Silver is the executive chairman of Dynatron Software, a great friend of the FixedOps Roundtable. Les, we are honored to have you back with us here today. Welcome back to the FixedOps Roundtable.
Ted, once again, thank you very much for having me.
Les, your segments are always so informative and educational, and I know you have something special in store for us today. So I'll let you go ahead and tell us what we have.
Excellent. Thank you again. You may recall a couple meetings ago, I discussed on my segment the drivers of service revenue. And two of those drivers, one is technical quality and the other is technician efficiency, are very key to being able to get the additional work that you've got actually performed through the shop in a quality way. We're looking all the time at different tools and techniques that can be effective in doing that. And one of the companies that we've come across recently is CYTK. And we decided that we would work with them in trying to get their product and their concept out to market. So I'd like to introduce the founder of CYTK, Bryan Levinson, as well as Dave Ziegler, who's the VP of Operations and Customer Success, to talk about how their technology can help technicians become more effective. Bryan, over to you.
Thank you, Les, and such a great privilege to present to this incredible community of automotive executives. We greatly appreciate everyone's time and consideration of our company today. Thank you again. CYTK is a mobile artificial intelligence company. We leverage machine learning, natural language processing, and a diversity of mobile technologies, smashing them all together to create a true hands-free experience for techs in the service bay. Our team members have worked with and spawned from such companies as Twitter, Rolls-Royce Aerospace, and Amazon. We've all been working on machine learning and NLP platforms and applications for nearly a decade. In our early introduction to shops, we are quickly becoming known as the Siri of automotive, and in most cases, answering questions without the techs having to move or set their tools down. As has always been the case, automotive technicians are a mobile workforce, and with their mass adoption of smartphones, they are proving an early adopter to mobile in the workplace. 99% of techs have phones in their pockets. Nearly 70% are accessing product manual and other light technical information. Techs are using smartphones in the service bay, and this behavior will continue to increase over the next decade. The economics in the service bay are directly impacted not only from the amount of time it takes a technician to fix a mechanical issue, but the quality of the fix itself. The physical barriers that technicians have faced for decades still hold true today. Most techs have to set their tools down, wash their hands, walk to a computer. Sometimes they have to wait in line. And then after all of that, they access older, tedious software interfaces. The end result is a mobile workforce that does not have the proper tools and software to improve their day-to-day processes. All the while, cars and trucks are evolving and innovating at a much faster pace than ever before. At CYTK, we believe the time has come to change the mobile context for the individual technicians, to enable them the tools and software required to become more successful in the bay, and to spend more time fixing than retrieving information. David, our head of customer success, will now show you what we believe will become the next generation of parts and services search, our AI-powered mobile application, CYTK Smart Search. Take it away, Dave.
Thanks, Bryan. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to provide an overview of our CYTK mobile assistant. We like to say it's as easy as ask a question, get an answer. Our mission is simply to help technicians be more productive. To begin the process, we click on the little plus arrow in the upper left, and the technician will have 3 ways to bring a vehicle into context. They can scan a VIN, type a VIN. If they don't have a VIN, they can select a year, make, model. Let's select this 2016 Chrysler and bring it into context. Now all searches going forward would be specific to that vehicle. I'm going to go through what I'll call quick hits, ask a question, get an answer. And our number one feature is our quick service summary. I can activate the little blue mic down below through a voice command or a tap. Let me show you. Okay, CYTK, quick service summary. As I said, this is our number one feature. It consolidates about 17 different items that a lube tech would use when performing a repair. Our research shows that the number one item that they look for is how to reset the engine oil light, and you'll see that at the top. Below, you have engine oil type and capacity, oil filter part number, engine oil drain plug tightening torque, coolant type and capacity, brake fluid part number, wheel lug nut tightening torque, and then additional fluids. If it's a 4x4, you got transfer case as well as transmission, additional filters like cabin air filter or engine air filter. From an upsell perspective, we ask them for the top 3 items they'd like to upsell so they can have estimates for wiper blades, bulbs, and battery. So let me show you some other quick hits. Okay, CYTK, engine oil type.
Engine oil fluid type details identified as 5.8 core.
You can tap at the mic at any time to stop her from talking. Okay, CYTK, coolant capacity.
Engine coolant fluid type details identified as 7.2.
Okay, CYTK, what is the procedure to reset the engine oil light?
Refer to screen for engine oil life indicator reset.
Okay, CYTK, cabin air filter part number.
Cabin air filter details identified as 6822.
Okay, CYTK, location of engine oil filter.
Refer to screen for engine oil filter component location.
Now I'm going to walk you through a workflow. So assuming a technician is performing a brake job and they may need a specification for the rotor, they may need an estimate as well as access to the procedure. So let me show you how you could get that quickly. Okay, CYTK, brake rotor specification. And this will bring back the minimum machine thickness of the brake rotor.
Here is a list of options that might be relevant.
So I can just scroll down there and you can see that you've got the readings. They take their measurements. They realize they have to replace the brake rotor. So let's get an estimate. Okay, CYTK, estimate to replace brake pads. And with brakes, I look up pads and it will bring back all the associated optional repairs along with that.
Here are the labor.
So here you have the labor time. The shop has the ability to add a multiplier if they desire. It has the OEM part numbers, OEM MSRP pricing. This is for the fronts. You've got the rears. And then down below here, it also has optional procedures. So you have brake lines. Down below, you have brake rotors, as well as brake reface estimates. So now let's actually get the procedure. Okay, CYTK, front brake rotor replacement procedure. Now with this, I'd like to show you how you could actually navigate hands-free through the entire procedure.
Refer to screen for brake rotor remove and replace.
Step 3.
Step 3 is remove the 2 brake caliper adapter bolts. 3. Figure 1.
Next.
Next is step 4. Remove the brake caliper. 4. And adapter as an assembly and position aside. Figure 1.
Open figures.
Here are the figures.
Open figures 2.
Here is figure 2.
Close figures.
Closing figures.
So that gives you a view of what you could do hands-free right at the vehicle. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about automotive nomenclature. I think we all know across 35 different OEMs, there are components that could be called the same thing that are really the same component. You know, being able to recognize that air conditioning is AC, recognizing that a sway bar and a stabilizer bar or a drive belt versus a serpentine belt. And we've trained our AI. So I just want to sort of show you how that works. Okay, CYTK. Estimate to replace serpentine belt. And it will recognize that the serpentine belt is the same thing as a drive belt and point it to the proper.
Okay, here are the labor times.
So there you go. We also have several summaries. I showed you the quick service summary, but we have the same thing for air conditioning, fluids, or torque. Okay, CYTK. Air conditioning specifications. So this will give you a summary list of all the various different, fluid and torque specs for air conditioning.
Here is a list of options that might.
So you can get a feel for what we've got there. Other features, we have scheduled maintenance. Okay, CYTK. 60,000 mile scheduled maintenance.
Refer to screen for scheduled maintenance.
So this basically lays out what the OEM recommends at that mileage interval. You'll see little blue hyperlinks. So if I wanted to see the location of the cabin air filter, it provides an illustration.
Refer to screen for component location.
We also have recall. Okay, CYTK. Recall.
Refer to screen for recall.
So to recalls here, I can click through and look at the detail. It's got description, remedy, and contact information. Another very positive feature is where we search and we don't have content for a specific year, make, model, it'll take that search criteria and search the web for you. So I'll give you an example. Okay, CYTK. Engine thermostat replacement procedure.
Engine coolant thermostat remove and replace data is not available from our OEM sources. Refer to screen for a web search.
So there you have a YouTube video that may add value for the technician performing that repair. So everything I've done so far has been via voice. Our focus is really about helping the technician find the information. So we can allow them to navigate to content either by voice or touch. In the lower right-hand menu here, we have what we call a quick list menu. So everything I did by voice, I can also do by touch. So you'll see your quick service summary, your specs, procedures, parts and labor, recall. A neat feature we have here is history. I can go to history, and everything that I did for that vehicle is time-stamped. And I can click on any one of these items and go back to that content. We also allow users to give us feedback. And I can, in addition, I can do searches by category. So if I'm looking for shock and strut, I could go to exterior. I could go to suspension, and it would give you a list of all the content available. In this case, there's a shock and strut. So that is a summary.
Here is the vehicle list.
So I just want to say thank you for taking the time and learning a little bit more about our CYTK Smart Search product. Again, we're really about trying to help the technician be more productive. I want to thank you for the time. If anyone is interested to being part of a pilot, feel free to reach out at me at dz@cytek.io. Again, thank you. And Gene, I'll turn it back to you.
Dave and Bryan, thank you. That's the first I've seen anything like that. And the voice, is that she sounds awfully familiar. That sounds just like the lady behind Siri. Les, where do you see this going? Where do you see this as part of the future? What's the big
technicians
picture?
are faced with two alternatives when they need information. Do they look it up or do they guess? And too often, because it's inconvenient to look it up, they just guess. We want to shift that around. We want to put them in an environment where it's so easy to look it up that they don't have to guess, and therefore they'll be more productive and they'll do a higher quality repair.
And you're taking out a lot of the steps, a lot of having to go look and hunt things down. And I noticed when you did that demo, it almost sounded like, Dave, like you were in real time doing that. It wasn't just set up for this particular FixedOps Roundtable. There was a little bit of a hang time there, but that's, I guess, what a technician would experience as well.
Exactly. And, going forward, our focus is going to be to extend the content, constantly grow and improve, what content we have available. But another area that we're focused on is performance.
Well, Les Silver has a history of the golden touch in the fixed ops and in the retail automotive arena. So Les, my hat's off.
Silver touch, not the golden touch.
Thank you for correcting me. So we're going to look forward to great things. Everybody, Bryan, Dave, and Les, thank you so much on behalf of the FixedOps Roundtable.
Thank you so much, Ted, for having us.
Well, Ted and everybody, you know, I'm hearing the sound of drums, and that just means one thing. We got to get you guys back to the real world. And the only way we can do that is for someone to say,
Jumanji.